You have 4 heroes they cannot play. They're not global bans, right? So you saw Ultron banned for the side of, I believe, Solaris. But, you know, that doesn't mean on the other side for Team Envy, they can't play Ultron, because they definitely can. So this new phase, this new ban situation we have here in the Ignite series is definitely interesting, because it's also asymmetrical. So it's that third ban that everything's synced up, right? It's every 3 it's synced. So it's very interesting, Ship. I mean, what's your take so far of it, dude? Like, it's been fun to see it so far. I mean, do you have any just immediate reactions from seeing this ban phase come through, as it's been early days in the Ignite series in the group stages?
I mean, I love it. I think it, you know, it forces different comps, right? I always talk about, I think Rivals does a great job at having a lot of viability with different heroes, but that even makes that more diverse, right? Like, you really have to run different comps, especially when you start seeing what they're thinking. You can see based on their locks, their goal with the composition, and you try to counter it and force out some weird things. I like the idea of getting rid of some of these very strong strategists and making them play a little more off-meta strategists, but Envy is going to be running, actually, so they got Month on Mantis, Nero on Ultron, Window on the Jeff pick off the rip. Kaluj going to be on that Emma, which we know he feels comfortable with. So quite a unique composition there as well. This is a very unique start.
Yeah, very unique indeed. I think we might see more of these sort of solo Vanguard comps play out as Cal finds Bedtime Story on the flank. That was a nice opening pick. And with that, there's walk towards the point. Bedtime Story does have that res with the Adam Warlock, though.
Yeah, so we are going to see a bit of a Guardians comp here from Solaris, feeling confident in Bedtime. Ooh, nice shot there by Bedtime on a Nero. It's a nice early pick. Gale trying to put some serious damage in the back line. We saw a ton of Warlock here in the last tournament. Obviously took a little bit of a backseat, but the power is still very much there. Cal on the Wolverine finds Guru. I haven't seen Cal on Wolf in any of these tournaments. Goes to show you, like you said, expanded hero pool. Good damage there by Bedtime on a Speedery. Borderline going to take out Kaluj, and Solaris potentially getting the point early on map 1.
Yeah, I like this back and forth. Triple strategist, 2 duelists, a single Vanguard for Solaris. And on the other side for Envy, running the same thing except with slightly different heroes. So right now, Envy sent back. Solaris in control of the point. Definitely is a surprise so far. Here comes Speedily with an aggressive ultimate.
Yeah, it's going to force out something, and there is a fair amount of damage to Jeff NATO. Honestly, I didn't think I'd see it in this tournament. I do have a question about that. If it gets some more value, Envy going to take out almost the squad as Cal cleans up. Really well played. Waiting for that res now. Just trying to hold on here. It's Borderline just buying time on point. Pretty smart play. Does utilize that ultimate, but at this point, 33% is not so bad. Cal going to try to take out Gale here, and that's a great sleep and follow-up as Cal goes down.
I mean, Gale does have that res, too, because he lived there, but you know, the point's so far away, they just give up the positioning. They walk back away. Can't use that res in this upcoming fight. And like you said, that Jeff NATO is disgusting. From what pros have said, there is no counterplay. It literally just eats everybody and destroys them all. So it's hard to play against that combination.
Yeah, like one of the few things would be like Iron Man if somehow Mantis, you know, or if Storm was left available. But the Iron Man Alb, you just got to hope you get it off right where they're coming in. You know, it's valuable, but it's difficult, especially if they're pocketing the Storm. But still, good pressure here. Envy going to try to gain up on that charge at about 30. Ooh, Envy going to sweep up. Gale trying to ult back a few, bringing back 3, trying to take the pressure back to them. Ultimate advantage on Solaris, pressing Q. 3 go out. There goes the Wolverine. Gale going to find Kaluj and Cal. Good damage here. Speedery up on the high side. Gilbert going to take out Month and right back into Solaris' favor.
Yeah, they played it perfectly. Guru as well, looking for a little bit more. And he's able to get it. Nero is going to fall. I mean, Gale with the res, Pizza Demon after the res. You usually see a Stratus ultimate set up to come back and go aggressive with the speed boost as well after that res comes through, but with no ultimates in this upcoming fight except the Galactic Legend. I'm curious how this plays out because guess what? Jeff NATO is online, Mr. Ship.
Yeah, I've always been curious, as we haven't seen a lot of this tournament. We haven't seen much of the ban out of those two. I always thought, you know, what's the trade-off? Why are they not so stressed about it? Because right now it seems like a ton of value, as we will see it again, running directly at everyone. Down goes Gilbert off the rip. Not going to get too much more, though, so we do see some good positioning there. Did potentially pop Wolverine. I'm not 100% sure. It seemed like it did. And we do see some follow-up. Bedtime going to take out Nero. Cal goes down from Gale. Bedtime on a second with Window, and Guru on Kaluj. Great sweep there. Solaris popping off here in Envy.
You know, Bedtime Story a couple patches ago was known as one of the best Moon Knight players. Today, he's looking like one of the best Star-Lord players. A lot of ultimates available, though, for Envy as they walk back to the point. As we kind of enter no man's land they can't even touch. We're entering next round on Hell's Heaven.
Well played by Solaris here. You know, if I was a betting man, I don't know if I would have started this way. I would have thought they could have come back, but really strong play, unique compositions, and just getting the job done. I mean, Envy trying to run that NATO. Unfortunately, it looks like they might be switching off, or Jeff's getting picked again. It might just be for the initial speed boost, but wow, really well done by Solaris. And look at bedtime.
Oh, yeah. He's been absolutely disgusting on the Star-Lord. Finding those eliminations, and it's so smart, too, how they played it, right? They put Gilbert Noodles to sort of anchor that point, was sort of a bait for the Shark, right? He was just like there, and then here comes Jeff NATO off the top ropes just to eat Gilbert, and unfortunately, poor little Gilbert Noodle gets eaten, but it doesn't really matter, right? For the rest of the team, they've all already gone away from the point. They used him as a distraction, sort of dispersed like a horror movie, right? Just left one person to die, but as long as you know, split up and maybe other people can live, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I think it goes to show you why they maybe don't run it, because it just wasn't getting that much value. Using 2 ultimates, we only saw 1 pick there on the second utilization. The first one was really clean, but, you know, it's just a little too much of an overcommitment every time, maybe. That's the discussion, but they are going to be running again, so we'll run this back for a little bit of testing. Good sleep there. They are on point early. Envy, they try to get a pick there. Solaris trying to find somebody off, and then we do see the Popeye borderline. Immediately out goes that Eternal Bond. We see the Sonic. He does not manage to land on virtually anyone, as they're committing a lot here. Envy trying to find some more, and nobody goes down. Wolverine Guru up on the front line, just dealing an obscene amount of damage. A ton of overshield as it does pop. Oh, passive is pop. That's what I thought. And down goes one. Gale gonna res up. Window gonna take out Guru. Collusion on a Gilbert. Month on a pizza. Speedery on a Gale as everybody finds some value there and sweeps out Solaris back to their spawn door. And Envy looking more like themselves on map 2.
Yeah, that was a great last stand there from Cal. The only real potential for Solaris to come back there was Guru getting his very own off, but the sleep from Month shut that down. And right now, Solaris sitting with a massive edge towards this defense. It's always hard to kind of come into these points with those Adam Warlocks, and a grab comes through from Guru, though. Nice steal in the sleep, and the follow-up is there.
Wow, and that's just terrifying to see. Even with Diamond up, you just don't expect the play. Good angle, good find. Gilbert gets tackled right back. Nero gonna drop Gilbert. Numbers are even down. Guru gonna make sure that Nero's no longer in. Gale gonna res that back up, and here comes the combination. Oh my goodness, Speedery finds 3, and this is why the Jeff NATO is in nightmares. Well done there, showing the power and holding on to point with 46% on.
Jesus Christ, imagine the horror of respawning into an Adam Warlock res just to be eaten by Jeff in a tornado. That is just, that's some nightmare stuff right there, man. That was terrifying.
Yeah, you know, I lose some sleep over that. There's just a few ultimates that when you get rezzed up, if you hear again, or if you hear Jeff making noises in a tornado, you just start sobbing. You just start crying. You know things are not going to go your way, but bedtime, here comes the Galactic Legend. Finding a ton of value with this today so far, but a couple ults get popped there. I believe we saw Solar Surgeons from Month to hold on. Bedtime still trying to find one, unable to do so. Good counter ultimate as they retake as a team.
A good movement to get away there from that Star-Lord as well, and that Star-Lord's ultimate was huge considering they're missing that in this upcoming fight. Bedtime's going to go down to, oh no, Nero with the pickup. He does have the self-res though.
Yeah, Gilbert going to take out Speedery, trying to put this back in their favor. It's almost 100-0 so far, but alts are going to be swayed back towards Solaris here shortly. As I say that, I look over Collusion Window, although they weren't necessarily there in that fight, are sitting on ultimate, so oh my goodness, the tornado is coming back. The power of the tornado could be seen again. I was considering saying, hey, they're not getting as much value based on last round, but I was wrong, as it's shown to be very successful here again, and we might see some sort of ban.
Yeah, nice pickoff from Gale at the very least. You're right. Maybe something's going to come through later on. But regardless, I mean, like we said, there's no counterplay to this. The only counterplay is leave Gilbert to die. Everybody else, run for your freaking lives. We'll see if they can play around it. Grew with the last stand, was able to find eliminations last time. But Jeff NATO is up, and man, Chip, sure you're excited to see this one.
There's a whole lot of cues here for Envy as we do try to see if we can get some people tranced up. Good tackle out of the sky there for Guru, trying to shut that down before the ultimate goes out. Kalush gonna take out Bedtime. Speedery still finds one on Pizza Demon there though, and this is going back in Envy's favor. So holding on to some ultimates. Cal with a nice last stand. Pizza gonna res back up as we do see some reses coming through as Gilbert finds Cal, and it is back towards them in OT now.
It's back towards them. I mean, Guru set that up, shutting down speedily. And the old Kalush finds Pizza Demon, though. And they have everybody here. Cloak and Dagger coming back through. Speedily needs to build towards his ultimate to get that Jeff online with the Jeff Nado.
There it is. Here comes the tornado. Here comes the hurricane as they come through on top of the ultimate. Not much you can do about it. What, down goes Pizza. Do I see two? No. Oh, Emma's Diamond Form. Enough reduction there to keep them up. Guru gonna find Speedery and turn it back. And will Solaris be able to do this as they are still somehow turning this fight around through the hurricane?
I mean, Guru has looked so good on Wolverine. I mean, this man, I think, a week ago, I mean, I hate to be that guy, but he was kind of feeding on the Wolverine a little bit. Now coming into today, he looks like a changed man. This guy's absolutely going insane on the Wolverine to cancel that early ultimate. Gale again with another pick. How many times have we seen Gale find these opening picks towards the spawn? Speedily like looks down. He's like, oh, I'm missing another teammate. Great. Awesome. Good news, everyone.
Yeah, finding a strategist every time. Warlock still very much apparent when you have the right team. Just getting the job done, holding on a point, and turning this around 70%. I mean, we looked at 99% Envy with like 4 ultimates, Solaris with nothing, and they still managed to hold on here as we are now at 80% towards Solaris. And here goes Kalush again, trying to find somebody. Nero up in the high side. Gilbert with a double dunk on the month and window, and they're going to keep it going as Kalush goes down. Bedtime on the Speedery, Guru on the Kalush, and that might be enough for map 1.
Are you kidding me? 93% of the board. Nobody to touch. Portal's coming through. It's going to land. They dash through. They do.
We're holding on now, brother. I mean, there's still, the retake is here. I didn't know if it was going to happen. Pizza in the trade. Kalush finds Guru. That's a huge pick early. Getting the wolf out of your face. Gilbert's going to take out Speedery, though. And here comes the res by Gale. Another insane res. Oh, but Jeff not allowing that to happen. And they are going to potentially take them off that side window, which is a nice play. Window at the window. Say goodbye as 2 go down unless the fly comes back. Bedtime going to take out Kalush. Gilbert on a month. This is so back and forth. Solaris, though, still looking like this is theirs unless this tornado can be enough. Wow, Cal tried, but it didn't work.
He's sustaining. I mean, he tried to go for that last stand, but it got canceled as well. Taking off the point, overtime, takes down his through with the claws, destroying everybody. And Solaris, they do it. They won map 1 ship.
What an underdog story. They looked so good after the first few fights, man. I would have put money. When you win these early fights in domination, the momentum just stays with you. They dominated early. They were up heavy in ult charge, and it just did not work out for them. Jeff used that combination early, wasn't allowing the Jeff Nado just to try to get a few. Did find some picks there. It's not like it wasn't valuable, but then the tornado came through and only managed to get 1 after the fact. I'm just curious if they held on, if it maybe worked out for them, but really well played. Speedery with 13 and Bedtime with 13 as well. What a game.
What a game, man. I just, wow. Cal, last stand, he died while going for it. So that's brutal. That could have been the difference maker to find that elimination with it, but regardless.
This level of a pro scene, I mean, this kind of money on the line in the first tournament too, and it's so funny you mentioned the Hawkeye thing and Gale's floating Hawkeye now, but
yes,
it could actually come through. But either way, I love what you're saying. I couldn't agree more. The devs playing this game at such a high level, making correct decisions. It's just, it's a really good flow.
Yeah, it is so pat the map we're going to head into. And that's, yeah, it's a good point you mentioned earlier with the devs putting in overtime. They really do, actually. It's not a joke. Like, they actually do. Like, I came back from another NetEase event that happened in Hangzhou, China. Shout out to Fragpunk Global Invitational. It was awesome. And, you know, I was talking to one of the members, like, yeah, this is when I went, I was like thanking them for an amazing trip and stuff. And then they were like, I was like, you guys must work it really hard. I'm like, yeah, this is NetEase. We love this. We love these games. We put in 13-hour days, right? They are constantly putting in those updates, like you said, making sure the heroes get released, the new skins, right? There's so many things that comes out. Like, we have the Vault that just came out, the new skins, like you said, Mr. Fantastic, and Invisible Woman. So a lot of stuff that we have content-wise. We even have an entirely new game mode with the Ultron Protocol game mode. We haven't even talked about that ship. You know, like, we haven't mentioned the new game mode at all, and it's like literally amazing. Pause, by the way.
I mean, me and you can talk about that forever. I know you've been putting some hours on there. It's funny because I get off playing ranked and I sit there and I'm like, what do I want to play? I want to go play. I want to go play some chess with Ultron. I want to start dominating. I found myself sinking in an insane amount of hours. And, you know, you might be thinking, oh, the casters just, you know, overhype it. No. I literally am addicted to it and I'm constantly playing it. I would love if that became a permanent mode personally. But yeah, it's just a good break. It's a ton of fun. And I think a little more polished, that thing would be a next level experience. I think it already is so good.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this game like adds like custom games and stuff eventually. Obviously, it's just speculation. We'll have to wait and see what the devs have in store. I'm sure they have so many ideas and stuff. But Pause, by the way, is going to be here, so we're waiting for bedtime story. Maybe he had mom aggro or something, you know? Came in the room or something. But you're right. I mean, like the chess is just fun. Like, the game could turn into like a sort of a hub potentially. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Because it's definitely. No, they don't. I mean, the Ultron game mode was great. The Jeff White. I mean, to be fair, these other game modes were like definitely like big head mode. Maybe a little gimmicky, right? But the Ultron game was not really a gimmick. It's like just literally auto chess, right? Now we come back. Wait, the pause is done? Without bedtime story? He's not Wait. Okay, no, he's here. He's here. Okay, thank God.
Yeah, he made the connection. You know, I don't think we've seen Hella on the field, not even without bans, just not being played much. But, you know, Hella does a great job of flanking DPS, does some serious...
He's like the only team, I think, in NA that's played it a little bit with, with Lena.
And Hella's great. I mean, super strong, especially against Flyers. A lot of Flyers this season, especially with the addition here of Ultron, as you see Nero trying to find some off angle, holding this right side height. Great map here for Flyers. And yes, Gale is going to be on the Hawkeye with the team up. Ice Arrow goes out, just trying to find some more value. It's on a 20-second cooldown, so you can kind of launch that thing off cooldown. As long as you keep it up, you can shoot it through walls, but note that its most value is at about, I think it's 30 meters. It does freeze, so as long as you get one freeze, it's almost a free headshot if no one has any sort of focus on shooting that location. Guru going to find a pick there early and put this back. Envy pushing them back to the spawn door.
This is tough. You know what the difficulty is with Ultron as well? Now they come back in with Ultimate, but if they don't find elimination, here's the meteor on the sky. The tough part with running Ultron is that your healing is dispersed across 3 players, so your Ultron buildup is even slower, and Solaris was able to go back in with their own Lunastone first before even any reaction could come through.
Yeah, they're going to match this here. We do see the dance floor being pulled out with the invisible boundary. More time on the dance floor. Window is going to take out Gale, though. Keep the pressure. Envy looking very aggressive right now. And I did see Kaluj on Strange. I had a strange feeling, but I'm done. I had a strange feeling that he was going to be playing Strange here, but this point, like I said, portals are very effective on this map. It's a very Strange heavy map, and they are going to get this point with a ton of time on the clock, almost 5 minutes.
Yeah, I guess the power of the Ultron was too much. Solaris got walked out after the ultimates came through from Pizza Demon with the copy on the borderline. Right now, I think we need Gale to kind of pop off a little bit more. I hate to say it. It's been hard for this Hawkeye to really find those opening picks. Envy have done a good job avoiding them. The movement, the flyer movement specifically. 2 players in the sky. See the freeze, nice freeze, but he can't find the follow-up.
And here we go with the Hurricane coming in. Crystal's going to get pulled out, but it does a good job of deleting those quickly and keeping the pace. And like I said, the Ultron drone on Speedery here, it really enables Flyers to play a little more aggressive and find different angles. Nero going to take out Guru, though. Gale trying to put a ton of damage out. Does have that ultimate, but it's difficult to go into. I mean, if you're not going to have Magneto, the Hawkeye, it's also very difficult to go into a group who can just keep rolling off those LOSs. Nero going to take out Gale with a nice ult. Very focused offensively. We talk about being able to do that with Ultron, where it gets more value. Great shot there. Down goes bedtime. Speedery on Guru, and this is starting to look more like what we'd expect here from Envy.
Yeah, I think this is unfortunately a time to switch compositions. Right now, Solaris switching over Gale to the Adam Warlock. This map feels a little bit too one-dimensional, I think, to run Triple Duelist. We'll see how it pans out, but at least without any flyers. I feel like if you run Triple Duelist, maybe you need some more members just sort of contesting the sky. I know you have Bedtime Story doing that, but with how much verticality in terms of cover you have for both Speedily and Nero, it's going to be hard for this Hella to find opening picks, especially against, you know, the heroes on the side of Envy with Invisible Woman to give them shields.
Yeah, and I honestly didn't make the connection, which I think is really strong. Window's such a good Groot. I think the bans were very targeted on maybe Kaluj there and leaving the Groot open. Obviously, it is a little scary as you're going to have the Wolverine on the other side now. Guru going on the Wolf. Speedery again with the Hurricane, potentially finding value, running through everybody. A ton of cooldowns getting pulled out, but we do get a match Luna on both sides. Great tackle there, but Luna still holding on back towards the team. Guru not able to find much here. Building all, but only at roughly 24% as they are deep into point 3. Here comes Ayabaga froze out, not able to get that out.
No, I mean, no, not indeed. Now they're able to come back into it. Finally, few eliminations, but the sustain is a lot from Envy, right? Forcing out those ultimates. We'll see how they play this throughout the series, but it is tough because once you let that Lunastone and the Ultron get through, you have the drone, you have the Lunastone idle, so you can sort of hard pocket one hero, just give them so much sustain, and it's heavily on a speedily to make sure he kind of gets as much value as he needs.
Yeah, I mean, beautifully well said. And this is definitely an alt advantage on Envy. Envy has to make a play here up a number 2. This is your fight to take. You do have a pop here by both strategist line, but it is a res, so you can still find more value. Great take here by Nero, looking directly towards the back line. Ton of damage out there for Bedtime, but Bedtime does get healed up. Well played. Nero still holding that angle. Not getting a ton of value with these ultimates. Gale and Pizza still holding on here. Ready to make another dance floor potentially. Just to, yeah, there it is. Counter it up as Pizza is going to copy up the Luna. Fate of Both Worlds is out. Gale going to take out Kalush too prior to the invisible boundary, and that's a nice pick. Gale just doing a really good job here on Warlock.
Yeah, Gale doing a great job. Nice little bit of damage boost there from Pizza Demon too. No Shredder's ultimates, but you do have the crystals, which honestly are pretty much the same thing with the restorative crystals to keep everybody alive. And Guru now at the last stand. Guru's kind of been struggling on this map. We'll see what he can do here.
Yeah, I'm with you. Oh, that is a big cooldown to burn when you talk about crystals, but it's significantly reduced cooldown comparison to Adam Warlock with his soul bond. And there's the res from Adam Warlock right there as they bring Guru right back in the fight. Bedtime back in, Luna ult to keep everyone healthy. And that's a good swing, turning things back in their favor as Solaris just consistently wins these alt advantage or these lesser advantage fights where they're down ultimates, somehow coming back. But I say that as Window finds Borderline and down goes Forrest. Kalush takes out Gilbert, and Guru looking really good up in the sky goes Bedtime, but it's not going to last long as it looks like Envy is shoving this thing in for point 3.
This has been a really rough map for Solaris. Walls as well. Make sure nobody could touch. Literally sent the Borderline to the gulag over there as we're finishing up on the map. Tough game there from Solaris, and I think it's just solo tank on it just so feels kind of rough, man, especially without Human Torch, without flyers, because they just don't have the sustain to like fight in these team fights, right? You have Guru go in, once his passive gets procced, he's just kind of a fish just left out on land, right? Just drown, like not drowning, but without water to flow in the gills, right? And right now, Guru, I'm curious what they changed, because I feel like this happened before in the qualifiers with their team. Like they lost, I believe, to was it Avenged 7, I believe, a team that didn't qualify for the tournament. They lost this map on Idrisil, running a very similar composition, solo tank, and I just don't think it really works too well on this map, maybe.
Yeah, what I will say is I think that it was really smart pick and ban, because you see Window is able to play that they are able to play Groot, right? And having Groot out there, they have no Punisher answer to burn some of these walls. Not even Emma to gain charge off walls. They're struggling to get through. As you can see, Window hasn't been KO'd a single time. Neither has Nero. Just kind of playing off the pressure of these walls, not being able to get through. Yes, there is a Wolverine, but it gets counteracted again by Month, who is on that invis. And you know, at this level of play, they're ready for that push and pull nearly every time, and while it can still get value, it is far more frequently shut down, at least when the strategists have lines of sight.
This is why I love you, Shiv. You give me the Vanguard perspective. I just like mentally didn't even acknowledge Window. I mean, they just did so much there, and that's a great point, man. So now on defense, he might be in a similar position.
Yeah, I think there's a chance. I think they're trying something kind of different, bringing Bedtime and Gale just on Bedtime's now going to be on the Hawkeye here. We do see Speedery playing very aggressive, trying to get that all charged up. Teleport goes out. Not sure, it's more of a wall than anything right now, just buying some time. Speedery going to take out Guru early. Down goes that passive too. And once again, that Window going to be in a more safe position, knowing that they're not going to be able to press into you with that Wolverine as frequently.
This is another reason why I think this Ultron's also countering this Hawkeye, because every time Bedtime, now by the way, because Bedtime's now on the Hawkeye and Gale's over to the Adam Warlock, anytime Bedtime has a fully charged shot going for a flyer, whoever it is, with a body shot, he's not going to find an elimination, because guess what? Nero is there with the firewall to give them bonus health. So that's theoretically, was it like 400 bonus health if you hit everybody every 9 seconds? So that's really hard to deal with.
Yeah, wow, they're very aggressive out here by Ultron. A ton of damage goes out, does find one. Borderline goes down early. Cal gonna clean up Guru too. Envy very much took that last loss personally and are looking insanely clean here. 2 minutes 30. Point hasn't moved much at all. Just kind of holding on tight. Very aggressive. Like I said, these walls are unbeatable. They cannot get through them, and they are just using that free space to hold them at the spawn door. And this is just, I think, a pick ban situation. Definitely learning from their mistakes in the last map, and every one of them have all at this point.
Yeah, Guru's over to the thing. Maybe they can walk up with it. Here comes the Hawkeye ultimate. Envy, just easy disengage for them. Met by invisible boundary on Month and Borderline side.
Yeah, up in the height here. Like I said, Envy holding on to 5 months. Going to pop out that invisible boundary. Kaluge with the high side down on all of them. And they are going to try to follow up with the Hurricane. Does land, but the dance floor way too strong. Everybody's finding a groove there, keeping each other healthy. Guru going to find Speedery, though. Love to see the thing taking out a flyer. And there was the attempt from Gilbert to try to get an eye of Agamotto. Not finding a ton of value with it at this moment, as there is a dance floor out to match that back. But the pressure's there, and they do look like they're pushing this through. Mud's going to take out 2, though. Isn't going to be enough. And Nero up in the sky on the Hawkeye. You mentioned countering that Hawkeye, and yep, there's the pick there as Monk going to clean that up. And it looks like they may be able to hold on. I really thought that Solaris there were going to turn that around, but good defense here and good patience by Envy.
Yeah, right now their sustain is beautiful. Envy just able to play around that ultimate from window, that strangling prison. Now we're at 1 minute and 14 seconds left to go, which is kind of crazy. So Solaris, honestly, they've been getting a lot of fights, Shib, it feels like, for how many fights they've lost, right? It's definitely interesting that now they're still in like 2 or 3 fight territory. They still have a chance here.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not done by any means, and they're trying to, oh my goodness, that is an insane tackle. Down goes Speedery. That was next to level. Gale is now over here popping off on, they're just switching all over the place. Bedtime going to find Month, and now it's back in their favor again. We mentioned Solaris not getting up. It's not over. And they do find 3, as they should 4, make that 4, and 5 as they take point 1. I don't think there's even time for the teleport to come through, as Kaluge is currently on Strange, so there's not going to be able to make that happen. They are going to get point 1.
Can I just point out, by the way, how good our observing team has been? Like, what the hell? They're getting every single play so far. Shout out the observing team real quick, and Guru now ready to go again. They know, see a thing, we see a Wolverine, you know what's coming up.
Yeah, shout out observers for sure. Shout out the team behind the desk. Got to show you all love. Keep hiring us. Anyway, we're going to keep going forward with attack.
3, what happened there, buddy?
Oh, we bounced back, but that one does hurt me deep down in my soul. That's a little bit of soul damage.
It was a monitor diff, right?
Yeah, monitor diff. Yeah,
actually,
we can walk through that.
Screwed. You got screwed, right? What did you say? Like when you were streaming, you like had to, like you played it through your Elgato capture card or something, and you just had insane input lag.
Oh yeah, it was difficult. It was I was running on the Elgato for a week, and you know it's embarrassing to talk about, but yeah, no, it was difficult, man. But I do like what I'm seeing here. I gotta dive back in. I think we might see a little more unique stuff. This is a really tough point to push through if you lock down heavy with a bunker comp on point 1. Obviously, you have that off angle if you do some crazy stuff if you go around right. But I think that we might see some strong play with a potential. We do have Emma now for the first time. I don't think they were able to run Emma at all on the side of Solaris, so we are going to see that coming through. And yeah, I think Gilbert is on Penny.
Gilbert's on the Penny, Parker. We've seen it in other regions. Now we get to see it today. On the defensive side, those mines were there, and Envy, you know, well aware of it. Window takes some damage just to build up ult charge for Nero or somebody, but that builds up Gilbert's ult. But a lot of Penny Parker main say how that ult is terrible. We'll see how bad it is today, I suppose. Oh, 3 hits, by the way. Holy.
Yeah, I mean, off the start here, great placement of these mines here, and yeah, just doing a ton of damage. Good potential, but they are locking back. Yeah, no, this is tough. I mean, their position is way far back. Good shots there by Bedtime at range, trying to stop down on the Hawkeye off the right. Hawkeye gonna have to retreat. Bedtime doing I was gonna say a good job keeping them at bay. Cal gonna watch that freeze and falls up. So well done by Cal, and that's what you want to see there with that combination, showcasing how strong that could be. The freeze into the immediate headshot. So well done by Cal and the Hawkeye.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were just going to play slow for support ults, which they eventually did, because, you know, with Penny Parker, you're just going to take a lot of free damage with the mines. Portal play, by the way, going to be an act from Guru. Is he even going to get here in time? He is.
Yeah, it's back in. Team's going to reset. They are going to have a complete change here. Yep, Guru on the Strange. Pizza. Yeah, they're going to keep this. Gilbert now on the Wolverine. Good shots there by Gale to find Window coming in with the... Oh, what a play! Down goes 2. Will they find 3? No, not going to last on. Cal with a great shot again onto Gale. Big body there for Punisher. And a little more vulnerable to some of these projectiles. And that's going to be some more damage from Speedery, driving them back in. Envy looking really good here on taking point 1. Good off angle from Bedtime. Just essentially rotating spawn, but it's not going to be enough as they do take point 1.
Yeah, tough point 1 for Solaris. I mean, it feels like they played it pretty well too, honestly. Like, I don't think that there was anything necessarily bad. So now swapping off to the Doctor Strange. The Penny Parker was, you know, moving around, dodging the tornado. No Jeff this time to capture Then, but Gilbert Noodle now over to Van Groot and Guru, swapping over to that Emma Frost yet again. And Envy, like you said, Cal, on that Hawkeye. I think he's played it very well so far, just getting these freezes speedily, trying to figure out what to play. He's going to go on that Wolverine now upcoming.
Yeah, and here we go again on the reset. I think this is a strong point for Punisher. A lot of turret locations just to get all charged up. 31%, borderline holding on here to the invisible boundary, but Window with that strangling prison does launch out. Not sure the value just yet. Bedtime on the high side. Doesn't look like they got much off of that strangling prison, but we do see Kaluge ready with the Psionic, ready to make a play. Cal holding on to ult as well. That could be a good combination, the two of them. And here goes Kaluge popping out the ultimate. Great location here by Bedtime. Guru gonna find Window 2 right back as they pop it as well. And it looks like Team Solaris getting more value out of these ultimates as we do see Eternal Bonds on the floor.
Yeah, Bedtime Story. I mean, they're down Pizza Demon. They can't win this big with the Dance of the Butterflies, but he needs the support. Gets one. Can he get another one? Yes. And yes. Oh, more than one more. He gets 4.
Yeah, what a play. Bedtime, some serious good positioning there, just farming that ult. Does get that charge up quickly, waits for everything to slow up, and then cleans up. Well done by Bedtime, who's playing a mean Psylocke here right now.
Yeah, this is what you want to see out of your Psylocke player, Bedtime. You know, I was about to call him a body shot bandit because we're not seeing a ton of headshots out of him, but, you know, he's playing his role right now. He's helping Solaris, and here comes an the ultimate follow-up is there.
Yeah, a lot of big bodies here on things like Punisher and Window over there on the Groot. Gilbert gonna find Speedery. Gale back on Kaluge, and Solaris took that first point personally, finding a lot of sweeps, not utilizing or over-committing. Should have ultimate charge, or actually ult advantage. It's gonna be very close as Nero's gonna have ultimate here in the next fight. Window as well. Speedery's holding on, so very close to an even spread on this next fight, but yeah, I mean, you see the back and forth here. It looks like it's heavily on the favor of Psylocke. Speedery's now over on the Psylocke as well.
Yeah, we're going to get that mirror matchup. Speedily known as probably the best North American Psylocke. He's against Bedtime Story, who's looked good so far. Solaris in this fight will get met by a Stratus ultimate with Gale's ult on his side.
And here we go. Gale gonna come out heavy with the final judgment. Not able to find anything just yet as we do see the dance floors pop, but still looking for something. Good tracking. Not able to make it happen though, as both teams just kind of slow the pace. But now Envy is going to be up with this prison, and it lands, but it doesn't find a few. Wall off on both sides. Does manage to take one out as Guru goes down. Great turret placement here by Gale. It's just farming that ult like I mentioned. And here comes Psylocke trying to find some value, heading directly on a Luna, but no, Bedtime is going to have to retake.
Yeah, on the other side, Speedly's able to find eliminations, and right now Bedtime just needs to live. Buy time for Gilbert Noodle, but he's getting absolutely slopped in his choke. 1 minute, 40 seconds left to go. Speedly sitting with the ult.
Yeah, and here we go with the next set of fire. Oh, Speedery goes down. Guru looking for one. We do see some oh my goodness. Cal on a 3-piece. Make that 4 as Cal sweeps the entirety of Solaris, shoving them through point 2, and then spray paints Jeff on the ground, showcasing he knew he was confident about that. Well done, Cal.
Yeah, I think Envy just noticing Solaris was in a weird spot with Bedtime, you know, not really fully reset because he was on the flank, maybe setting something up over there. Right now, Solaris, they need to shore up their defense, right? They need 1 or 2 fight wins. Maybe Gale's ult can bring them back.
And here comes an ult from Gale. Great. Oh, through a destructible wall. Incredible big brain play. Make that 2 as Gale is just running at him at this point. 3, still fighting more. Window goes down. Guru gonna take out Speedery there with the assistance from Gale. Great return ultimate there by Punisher.
Yeah, something tells me Punisher didn't need a 50 HP buff. I mean, you can't even take him out when he's like a tank. He's like a freaking tank with all the heals coming into him, right? You have to bear in mind the sustain in this game is so much that 50 HP isn't 50 HP. I'll explain later. Now coming into this upcoming fight, Kaluge has his ult ready. He'll take so much poke. But Solaris, they have both Stratus ultimates, and they have Gilbert Noodle with his very own Strangling Prison. Early ult by Nero. That's good for Solaris.
Yeah, and you can see there, Gale, while on that turret, 10%. If you had your eyes on the bottom right there, 10% ult charge in that 4 seconds alone, immediately, just by hitting a few people. It goes to show you that turret has its value in the right place with good positioning, and they're following up. Pizza Demon going to take out Nero early. It is back and forth as it's even out. Guru goes down 2, and here comes a potential Wolverine tackle. No, Cal going to take out Gale right back into it as the numbers are still on Envy's side. Bedtime going to the back line. Great ultimate there. The dance of the butterfly finds 2 as Bedtime fighting another big ultimate here. Playing a mean Psylocke right now. Great Psylocke. Window going to turn that around though. Bedtime goes down. It's still Envy progressing forward as it looks like they're not able to stop this group. But Gale putting a ton of damage. Oh, nice shots there. Kaluge goes down.
Yeah, nice Sonic seduction there from Guru. Gonna get traded though, so Guru, I mean, this has been a tough map for him so far. Just keeps getting kind of caught out. And now Gale has to kind of win with his ultimate versus Envy. Cal has his own as well. Here comes the punishing ultimate from Gale.
Okay, here we go again. Gale had a lot of value last time. That's one. Do I hear two? Finding, oh, it's going to be returned right back at him. Who's going to make this happen? Cal says, not in my house. Turns this right back and takes him out. Now Cal keeping the pressure forward, just destroying these walls. The power of Punisher gets two. Guru goes down two. Cal really popping off in the moment of need. Window going to take out Bedtime, and that could be enough here. They're shoving right onto the point. Three goes down. Speedery finds two more. Pizza falls, and that's enough for them to push through. Point three.
I feel so bad for Guru. I mean, he just like, it just, I mean, I hate to say it. As much as I love Guru, prime subbage. Make sure you give him a prime sub to come back from that. He fed. He just fed. I hate to say it. Like, he got a little smoked. He got a little rolled and smoked. My doggies, shout out XQC. Like, it just felt like he just kind of walked forward a little bit too many times. And you saw, like, Gale, Sonic Seduction came out from Guru. They got an elimination. Gale's like, okay, I don't need to use my ult, right? Surely? And then Guru goes down, just going a little bit too far forward because, I don't know, there's a lot of things kind of resulted in Solaris' loss there, and it felt like they could have really stopped Envy, right, in that third phase. So tough situation to be in.
I feel like it's a similar story we've been seeing with them. They do a great job, even when they're down ultimates, just kiting and playing smart and waiting some time out, but I don't know, man. During some of these alt fights, it always just seems to go towards Envy when they're roughly even on alts. But for some reason, they're winning when they're down on alts. I don't know how it's happening, but it is. I mean, it's a strange situation. I think it's got to go back to just like an understanding of these massive, these delayed and strong team fights, understanding who has their alts ready, maybe doing a better job of calculating that. But either way, man, I think they're putting on a pretty good show. They just kind of crumbled there on point three.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Guru is typically a great player too. I mean, he opened it up. They wouldn't have been in that last fight anyways if he got the Silent Seduction off. So we'll see if they can come back. It's so hard on this map though. On Central Park, entering this last third map, Solaris has pushed Envy to the brink in this best out of three upper bracket matchup at the very beginning of the North American Ignite series.
Yeah, we're seeing much more of a traditional comp here on both sides now. You are going to see the Groot Emma, you are going to see that Psylocke, Punisher, and, you know, with the strategist bands, you've got your pick of the litter here. You know, you happen to go with Cloak and Luna, and here comes the turret just to try to gain ult charge. Keep your eyes on the bottom right. But unfortunately gets walled off, not able to get a ton there. But, you know, it is a threat. Just burning these walls out of the way. Good idea. Ooh, good pressure as they're shoving them back into this corner already. Guru gets two. Gilbert finds another. Well played. That was the fastest take I have ever seen.
I love that. They just walked on him speedily. I mean, they had Portal. Goes invisible. Knows he can go for a one-shot here on the backside. So they have another shot. Solaris as well lost one. So Gilbert falls so low. No, he falls.
Yeah, Speedery is going to put some damage on Kalush. Collapses and gets two there. And they take this back. Great teleport there by Window to help them retake. Kalush finding two after that. I mean, but still, that's 2/3 of the point captured there. It's just one more fight. Solaris, you know, they just have to get ults and make something happen. Month holding on there is going to be ready to use that Eternal Bond, but it can actually, Gale can counter it with some good shots. So it's all dependent on where that flow goes. And, you know, obviously cloaks at this level are not going to be walking directly through the enemy. Instead, they're going to try to play around this natural cover. Here goes Gale off the rip. They're all tackled into a corner. Cal goes down. Great shots here. Finding potentially two. Great shielding and good rotation. Oh my goodness, not able to find more, but was very close. Kalush going to take out Guru though. Speedery trying to make some plays happen onto the Hella. Hella was very low, but decides to refocus here onto Gilbert. And there goes the dance. They are out right now. Pete's on the high side trying to escape, but Psylocke saying, not in my house. Speedery going to get in another pick in milliseconds as Monk cleans up Borderline. Well done, Envy on the retake again.
Is speedily looking well versed on that Psylocke. Bedtime Story also going to get found on the back left corner. And this is the problem, right? The chance for Solaris really did feel at the very beginning of the game when Gilbert found that first elimination on the Groot. And now, I mean, this is the tough part is that Envy sort of has found their footing, right? Cal's coming up with an ultimate. You've got Window as well with his own Eye of Agamotto. Solaris maybe going to have to do something with his turret with the portal play coming through, but it's going to be a slow play from them.
I kind of love it. This is a little bit of ingenuity here. I do think the turret portal play has potential. It just seems like slightly off from where the placement of the turret was. It doesn't have a great LOS, but it is helping with the pressure on the high side. A nice pick as Guru finds Cal, so it does have value. He's going to jump in. You just got to count to 20. Do not make sure you miss that teleport. Ooh, trying to escape, but the building says, not in my house. Literally my house. It's bedtime. Still finds Speedery on the back. Nope, not able to get that. Oh my goodness, what a turn and an immediate deletion of bedtime story.
Yeah, speedily another one. Gale goes down. I mean, they found the opening KOs, but it was not enough against Speedily, who just kind of doesn't make mistakes, right? He's always finding an opening pick on a duelist or a strategist, and he's right there with the follow-up every single time. Now coming into this last one, 40 seconds left to go. Speedily's time on the Psylocke has really given them so much extra diff potential here as he's waiting now for bedtime story yet again. He's kind of probably gonna be terrified.
Yeah, I mean, just some really solid pressure here again. I mean, Envy just not backing down, playing hyper aggro Cal. Pushing into Speedery again. Down goes bedtime. Speedery doing a great job with these. Oh, wow. And immediately going to get that bond back in towards everybody right out of the point. They've got 11 seconds to touch 10. Will they be held 0.1 in this final game of the series? Or will they be able to retake as we do see the bond taken right back at them onto the point? Here comes Gilbert with an ultimate. Hits a few. Will they find value? Yes, they can take out Month, and there goes that bond off the ground. This could give them enough to take this point as Gilbert puts a ton of pressure out. The dance floor is out right now, and it's holding on, but it's no longer there. But look at this. They're still able to walk through them. Incredible team play as Speedily takes out Gale. Bedtime onto Cal. It's back and forth again. Will it be enough? They did cap.
Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. That's so. They knew Speedily was just absolutely tunneled on finding the back line. Had members, Gilbert Noodle specifically towards the point with that Eye of Agamotto earlier, carrying the fight with that Eye of Agamotto and then blocking off the heals. And now coming through, just securing the objective. I mean, Speedily smelled blood in the water, but unfortunately it's led to him getting punched in the nose. Right now, Envy, 2 minutes left to go. Need to hold Solaris in the streets phase.
What a shark reference. I gotta love it. And here we go again. I love to see it. So we do have bedtime. Yes, there we go. The Galactic Legend goes off. Oh, I thought I was gonna find an immediate pick there. Great positioning. Still gets one. And down goes Month. This could be enough to shove them through point two quickly. Oh, Cal is 1 HP. Oh, not able to finish the KO. Good flight pattern there. Speedily. Oh my goodness. Gale goes down. Kalu's gonna take out Gilbert. I really thought that initiation there was gonna be enough by Solaris. Great positioning there by bedtime on the flank, but not able to make it happen, playing off these cooldowns and these health packs.
I think I just need to see him back on a Psylocke. I know you don't have it like Luna Snow, so you don't get the Snowflake. It's not as easy to get things done on Psylocke, but at first I thought because of Psylocke nerfs, the character would be terrible, but specifically when you play with this Emma Frost, it feels like that Psylocke is a must pick.
Yeah, I mean, the clone is huge, right? It's just enough damage to make these rotations a rotation KO. So they are going to shove in Cal, going to take out bedtime, even though we see the ult here from Gale. Cal still finding more value, just had a different angle here. Gale tried, and here comes Cal returning this right back, but visible boundary gets popped. It's all about intuition now. Do you just know where they're at? Do you believe? But no, not able to get anyone up there yet, but still driving them back just by kind of fanning the hammer here, going left and right, still pushing them back towards their spawn door with 45 on the clock. Ult advantage towards Envy.
It feels like at this point we'd see a lot of top teams pivot to Human Torch, even with the Invisible Woman team up, right? You have so much high ground to kind of play around, but it seems like Bedtime Story is really focused on either Hela or Star-Lord right now.
Good, again, engagement here by the internal bond. Speedily on the hide side. Ooh, and here comes the Eye of Agamotto. Gilbert trying to find some, but once again, these strategist ultimates are out on the floor. Kaluj going to turn that on borderline window, getting a two-piece on a pizza Guru, and then Gilbert. Oh, man, 11 seconds on. It's all about the TP now. Can they get there? Whoever spawns in has got to do this fast. It may not be enough time unless they can find this touch. Speedily's holding on to an ultimate here, the only one on Envy, but I don't think it happens, and that will be the game and the series as Envy takes it home.
It's just tough. I just feel like the Hello just was not good, unfortunately. In Bedtime Story, like he tried. I don't even think it was his fault. I just feel like it's just literally comp diff. I mean, maybe just, honestly, that's the only takeaway I have. Like, they had a chance in the series if he maybe went back to the Psylocke, because he was doing well on Psylocke earlier on their defense, or just play Human Torch like a lot of teams would, right, with the team up and with how strong Human Torch still is. So, Envy winning 2-1, get themselves into that semifinal of their group, putting them only one series away from qualifying into the playoffs.
Yeah, gotta show some love over there, though. Really well done by Solaris. I mean, this was quite an underdog story, right? Like you're facing potentially one of the top seeds in the entire tournament and still looked really good. Obviously, that last match looked a little more heavily favored towards Envy, especially almost holding them on 0.1, but just well played across the board. Some really strong performances from everybody over there. So yeah, just well played.
Well played indeed. Right now, Envy still a team that is favored to go far, but after that series, I don't know, Ship. I mean, there's some question marks for sure. We'll have to talk to them, obviously, when we get to the interview segment. But man, what a day we've had so far today. Obviously, we'll wrap things up in a little bit after that interview. Envy finished off Solaris like